Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video. Today, we're doing a video game soundtrack tier list. I had to re-record this intro like multiple times because I kept messing up because I haven't done this in a while. I had family over, they're gone for now, but they'll come back eventually. But it won't be too long because I pre-recorded a bunch of videos. So, you'll have videos for them. Yeah. I had to actually check if I already did this video, but no, I just did it in class. That's why it was very, kind of, familiar to me. Anyway, I almost say, let's get into this. Remember, subscribe, to Kishimo. Let's go. Near Automata. I'm gonna say A tier. There are definitely better soundtracks on here. So I can't put it S tier or at top 5. Never heard of Transcender, or never played it at least. Okay. The Majora's Mask is S tier. I'm gonna put it top 5 because there are better soundtracks on this list. But Majora's Mask is beautiful soundtrack. I mean, it's kind of expected. It's a Zelda game. Zelda games, I think Zelda the series has some of the best soundtracks in history of gaming. I think there are probably 5 games. There are definitely 5. It's probably top 5 in terms of series of soundtracks. Twilight Princess, again, S tier. It's Zelda. You can't go wrong with it. Persona 5. Now, do I think this is top 5? No. Do I think it's D tier? No. Do I think it's S tier? I think a lot of people are mad at me. I used to say it was S tier. I think top of A. I think there are just better soundtracks in the series. So I can't put it S tier. Plus, I think the S tier soundtracks, I might change it, but for now, it's just A tier. Dragon Quest is B tier. I don't think it's good, but there's nothing outstanding about it. I'm not searching up Dragon Quest soundtrack to listen to it and stuff, so I have no idea. Overwatch. I wasn't even aware Overwatch really has soundtrack. There are only 2 songs I really think from it, and they're okay, so I'll put D tier because it's not really a soundtrack. Shovel Knight, I have to admit I've never played Shovel Knight despite people saying it's good. GTA 5, again, good soundtrack. I just don't think there's anything absolutely outstanding. I would say B tier. Don't know what that is. Spider-Man, Insomniac. I'm gonna say A tier. Here's the thing. There are really good soundtrack tracks in the whole game. There are some really memorable ones. There are ones that most people have definitely heard, but then there are lots you could play them I have no idea where that's from. So I think it's mixed, but overall I think it's a lot better. Silent Hill 2, I think A tier. Again, I think same for some. Okay, not same for some 5, but I think Silent Hill 2. There are just better soundtracks, but it's not bad. It's really good. It's really good. Skyrim. I'm not the biggest fan of Skyrim soundtrack. I don't know. I'd say B tier. I don't hate it. It's just, it's not the type of music. It's not the video game music. I mean, it's good for a setting. But to me, I wouldn't put it on to listen to it. Smash soundtrack. Smash soundtrack is S tier. That soundtrack, they cook in every single Smash game. I don't know what Sakurai gives them, when they're making a Smash game. Because not only is the Smash games are good. That's just an undeniable fact that everyone will tell you. But also, just the soundtrack is a banger. So many classics. Final Fantasy 9. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember the soundtrack for this game. So I'm just gonna put it bottom. Because I don't remember the soundtrack. Portal. Portal solid B tier. It's not crazy, but it's also good. The Last of Us. Ooh, Last of Us is really good soundtrack. I then put S tier. No, I'll put top A. Last of Us soundtrack is really good, really memorable. A lot of soundtrack is really good, but I just think it can't break into that S tier top 5 barrier because there are better. God of War. Okay, if we're going off just 2018, I would probably give it an A tier because if we're going off the whole series, it'll be S tier or maybe top 5. But I think just off that for 2018, I can only put A tier. Red Dead Redemption 2, S tier. You know what? I think it might be Qatar for top 5, but I have to wait and see. Because Red Dead Redemption 2 just has like such the perfect soundtrack for the time, for the game. Mass Effect, never really played Mass Effect. I can't lie. I think I played one of them, but I don't really remember. It was probably like a bad one, like Andromeda. Super Mario 64, top 5. Actually, okay, I'm gonna start my top 5 again. S tier though. Super Mario 64, banger soundtrack, iconic. The game is iconic, and the soundtrack is even more iconic. Do do do, do do do, do do do, do do do. Like, it's just fire. Oblivion. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of Oblivion soundtrack. I'll put B tier. Dark Souls. Ooh. I just want to check something cool, real quick. Okay. Where is? Do they have Dark Souls 3? Because I was just gonna rank all of them at once. Because I saw Dark Souls 2. With Dark Souls 2 there. If I get Dark Souls 3, then we'll rank it. Dark Souls 1, A tier. Dark Souls 2, also A tier. Dark Souls 3 though, that's S tier territory. That's S tier. Jackson Dexter. I'm not gonna lie, I own this game. Like, I literally own it, and I don't remember anything about the soundtrack. It's a fun game though. B tier. No, I'm just joking. I don't know anything about it. Mother. I've never played Mother, but I've heard the soundtrack, and honestly, the soundtrack's really good. I'll put A tier just because I've never played it, so I can't like put it definitely high. Oh, Final Fantasy 6. I'll put A tier soundtrack. It's really good. Final Fantasy has some really good soundtracks, but I don't think it's S tier. I think it hasn't broken that barrier. Celeste, never played Celeste. Banjo-Kazooie, A tier again. I think it is a solid. It's really hard for a soundtrack to be D tier. I'm not gonna lie, or C tier. I mean, there's like mid soundtracks, but I don't know. But Banjo-Kazooie just fire. It's very fun and playful, and I think it really works for Banjo-Kazooie. BioShock. BioShock's solid. I'm gonna say B tier. I don't think it's S tier, A tier territory, but I do think it's a really good soundtrack. Castlevania, the original. It's a okay sound. I'm not gonna lie, C tier. Okay soundtrack. It's just not like breathtaking, or like, it's just really okay for original Castlevania. Chrono Trigger. I'm put S tier. Chrono Trigger is such a fire soundtrack. Such a good soundtrack. Such a good soundtrack. Oh, there's Dark Souls 3. That's S tier. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Original Super Mario Bros. I'm gonna put C tier because I will say that soundtracks is good, but I also don't remember that many soundtracks, and I don't even know if it has that many soundtracks. Dark Cloud 2. I own this game. I haven't played it. I need to. Destiny. Yeah. You're going in D tier, buddy. I'm just kidding. I refuse to rate the Destiny soundtrack. Because if I put too high, people are gonna complain. Put too low, people are gonna complain. There is no right with the Destiny player. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna be honest. Destiny soundtrack, pretty mid. It's mid. Diablo 3, I'd say B tier. I mean, it's not like great, but it's not terrible. Oh, Shadow of Colossus. I'm gonna put it A tier. I think it's also really good. It's really, really good. It's just like perfect for the game's atmosphere, and I also think it's impeccable soundtrack. Yo, Donkey Kong is S tier. Donkey Kong Country has an S tier soundtrack. Name another soundtrack with the DK rap. You can't, because it doesn't exist. But DK rap's fire. Oh, Doom, yeah, S tier. S tier. If you say Doom is an S tier, you're like, nah. Okay, Dragon Age Origins, no, never played. F-Zero, I don't really remember any soundtracks. Final Fantasy 7, S tier soundtrack. Everyone knows it. There's no doubt about it. Final Fantasy 10. I believe, yeah, this is 10. Not as good, but I'll still say it's A tier, pretty solid. Final Fantasy 12. A tier. Final Fantasy games just have good soundtracks. Yeah, I'm just put like, No, Final Fantasy 5. That 15 is definitely a good soundtrack. Anyway. I know I said I was going to choose top 5s, but this is definitely top 5. I'm sorry, top 5 where Ocarina of Time is beautiful. First of all, one of my favorite games of all time, so I'm a bit biased towards it. But anyone that listens to that soundtrack knows it is gorgeous. Like, they cooked so hard on that. Bloodborne. Well, Bloodborne may be one of my favorite games of all time. I have to admit, the soundtrack isn't peak, like S tier. I say it's A tier. San Andreas, iconic. But I don't think it's A tier worthy. GTA 4, however, I think is A tier worthy. More iconic soundtrack, way more. And Vice City, again, B tier. It's like, it's not as iconic. Halo Reach, A tier. I don't think it's S tier, but I think it's Halo A tier. I don't. Is there a difference between the ODST, Halo, and normal in terms of soundtrack? Well, I guess there is because they're different games, but you know what I mean. Halo 1, A tier. Halo 3, A tier. Halo 2, S tier. You can't doubt it. Halo 2's such a fire soundtrack. Hotline Miami never played. Bioshock Infinite, A tier soundtrack. I think it definitely is better than the Bioshock soundtrack. It's just improvement. Never played that. Never played Journey. Kingdom Hearts, I'm gonna say B. No, I'm gonna say A tier. It's not as good as the S tiers. I don't even think it's as good as the other A tiers. Like, it's definitely closer to bottom. I hope Kingdom Hearts fans are gonna be mad at me. All three of them. I've played Kingdom Hearts, so I'm probably one of the three of them. But yeah, I just don't think it's like. I think it's just like barely A tier. Stardew Valley, I haven't played enough for soundtrack to say like different things on soundtrack. Secret Man, no. Final Fantasy 8. I'm gonna say A tier soundtrack. Despite me, I'll just put all of them together. I'm not gonna lie. Despite me loving Final Fantasy 8, it's like one of the better games series to me. I can't put it S tier. Metal Gear Solid, oh, B tier, because I don't think this is where the music in the series peaks. Metroid, I get a solid B tier. Minecraft is iconic, S tier. Mega Man is underrated in game. The game is underrated, first of all, but the soundtrack is also even more underrated. The soundtrack from Mega Man is so fire. You have to listen to it if you haven't listened to it. I know where this is going. There's no doubt about it. Persona 4 Golden is top 5. I think there's legitimately maybe like 2 soundtracks I think is better of it, and one of those is Persona 2. So yeah, Ratchet Clank solid soundtrack. I'm put A tier. I think there's some bangers in there. Red Dead Redemption, not as good as 2, but I will say it's still A tier. Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, but I have to admit, the soundtrack is B tier. Like, there are good tracks, but it's none just stand out. Oh, Sekiro died twice, or Shadows died twice. I don't know why I can't speak today, or I guess I can speak. I'm speaking too fast. I think that's what the problem. But yeah, S tier. I've gone through so much in the time. Wow, I'm getting so good at this, guys. Remember, like, subscribe, notification bell for how good I'm getting at this. I don't know if you could even understand the last thing I said, because I like stuttered. Persona 3 Portable, S tier. I don't think it's top 5. Don't get me wrong. But Persona 3 Portable is one of the best. It's top 3 Persona soundtracks. To be fair, there's like, I'm not talking about like just Baseline. Persona gets top spin-offs too. If I was to rank them, Persona 2 at top, Persona 4, then Persona 3. Persona 3 Portable though, because original 3 Portable and Golden add more soundtracks to the original game. I actually think Reloaded is also really good. I would definitely like, it's kind of tied with Persona 3 Portable for me, because there's some tracks like more. I don't like some of the remixes in the new one, but some of their original tracks of the game are really, really good. Disturbing the peace. Okay, sorry. Sonic is definitely a contender for top 5. Definitely. There, it's too iconic. Street Fighter, A tier. Street Fighter is really solid. Like I said, it's hard to make a bad game soundtrack. Like C or D is hard. Like not the only way you get C is if your soundtrack just doesn't have a lot of tracks, or if you're just actually mid. Anyway, Super Mario Odyssey, S tier. We all know that. It's iconic. Like, at this point, it's been, you know what? Let's just do it. We all know they cook with Mario and they cook with Zelda. I will say, Nintendo does lack sometimes on their games, but they like almost never miss with their soundtracks. Even their bad games have really good soundtracks. Never played. Undertale, I don't think it's S tier. I really don't. There are iconic soundtracks, but I just don't think it's S tier. Like, I just think overall, I just don't like the soundtrack as much as other people do. Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is a really good soundtrack. I don't think, despite the game being S tier, undoubtedly, I don't think it's an S tier soundtrack. Breath of the Wild, definitely S tier, not top 5. Oh, I wish if Tears of the Kingdom was here, that would have been top 5. I can't lie. Fallout. I'm assuming it's Fallout 1 because they don't have other, or this is Fallout 3 or 4. It's here. I think it's 4 because that's like the greenish. But anyway, Fallout has like A tier soundtrack. It's really good. Pokemon Gold and Silver. That's just Pokemon right there. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Pokemon Gold and Silver is A tier. I don't think it's perfect. It's this Pokemon series in general. We all know. Pokemon Black and White. Yeah. Animal Crossing I think has a really... I think it's a B tier. Like, it's iconic for sure, but it's not outstanding. Gears of War I think is an A tier game. I think the soundtrack just to me doesn't stick out as much. So I'm put B tier. I didn't know this had a soundtrack. I can't lie. Actually, for that reason, it should be like D tier. Assassin's Creed has a really good soundtrack. I want to put A tier, but I would put B tier. Borderlands. A tier. Actually, I have to put B tier because of that movie. No, I'm joking. A tier still. Devil May Cry. Okay, the original Devil May Cry didn't have an S tier soundtrack. It had a B tier. Devil May Cry evolved as a series as it went on in terms of a lot of things, including soundtrack. Star Fox, I really couldn't point out any memorable soundtrack for me, I'm not gonna lie. But D tier just gets not memorable. Be fair, I don't remember the last time I played a Star Fox game, even though I own 2 of them. I'm not like, oh my god, go play Star Fox. Don't know what that is. Castle Crashers never played. Kirby. Kirby's A tier soundtrack. Let's be real. I don't think it's S tier, but I do think it's A tier. Okay, I'm just moving these 3 up because these are the ones I played. Devil May Cry 5. S tier. Fortnite. How do I even rate Fortnite? Like, do I rate the stuff that's original from the game? Because in that case, it's a good soundtrack. It's like it's like B tier, like low, or not so low, sorry, high B, low A tier. But like, if I'm rating everything overall, I guess Fortnite has to be an S tier because there are really good things in it, like in terms of soundtrack with like all the stuff, like all the collaboration stuff. How do I rate this? I'm just rate, but like based off the stuff in the game, I'll put high B tier because ironically the original soundtrack slaps, and Terraria we all know is S tier. So I already got 3 of my top 5. The Pokemon series, Ocarina of Time, and Persona 4 Golden. I think I'm definitely putting Sonic there, above Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, no, below. Okay, is that... I'm gonna say whole Sonic series there. The only other one that I think I would put in S tier is probably... It's gotta be 64. It's just such an... Actually, no. I forgot this is here. Galaxy. Iconic soundtrack. And this is my soundtrack tier list. You may like it. You may hate it. This is all my opinion. My personal opinion. You don't have to enjoy it. You have to leave a comment saying, why is your tier list so shitty? Yeah, I did get a comment like in my Elden Ring boss tier list. It's like, you're making rage bait. No, I'm just being honest. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just being honest. But yeah, without further ado, I don't much else to say. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.